My name is A Mighty Beard, and we are back here for another episode of DM Prep. We are going to be preparing for, it's today's stream. When I release this, will be afterwards. But we are going to be streaming Mayoral Escort Part 3. It's part of our Agents of B.E.A.R.D series, and we're going to be leading the party out of Whitmore. So our friends from Alphacraft, Vels, Wisp, and Calgrim, they have been in the process of heading back home from Hovestad. So they're escorting the new mayor to Crystal Head. However, it is in fact not the mayor. It is in fact a stand-in. There's been a shifter problem. And also red knives are probably on the caravan as well. So because it's been so public, you can't hide when you're going to be sending someone high profile across the continent. So they're taking some precautions, and really it's to see if the red knives act up, or but really shifters, if there's any shifters there that might act out or might try to take the place. So the party was tasked to observe. So go with the quote unquote mayor first to Golden Grove, with a half day there, so that the new mayor can handle meetings. Bureaucracy has to work out some trade deals and whatnot. And then a stop overnight at Hillview Stop. And then another half day or so in Pumpkintown before heading into Whitmore for the final bit of at least their journey. Again, this is part 2. So we do have notes from the last time, and I think overall this past session was a little bit of I don't know, man. It's one of those things. It's like every once in a while you have those sessions where you throw out a bunch of hooks and thoughts, and you think you're being like totally clear on what's going on and what they need to be doing, and you don't really get a lot of response. You don't get a lot of reaction. So it was a little bit of a downer for me, but I think it was just a long it was on me, because I don't think I was clear enough of what their objective was. Mainly once they got to Golden Grove, the assignment and the wording from this mayor guy, as well as what they were told in Hovestad, was again, the mayor was going to go into Golden Grove and have meetings pretty much all day. So their job was to get him there, and then keep an eye out, not necessarily watch him, but again, they're traveling with a caravan, so kind of keep an eye on the caravan. And I don't know, something happened, and it seemed like they thought that they were supposed to stay in their room, look out the window, and watch the mayor have his meetings, which wasn't necessarily the case. So fortunately, it wasn't the whole time that we did that, because in Golden Grove, once they got there, they started to hear groans and moans, softer, like female-ish tone coming from the woods, about a 10-minute walk away. And one of the people on the caravan. So I've got a whole list here, right? I've got Jabba Welber, who is a male gnome, and has some druidic tendencies, but he's on the road to do some stuff, and has had some communication with Wisp. We also have the Brazic Clan, which is a family of dwarves, and they've got some things that they're heading to, potentially Crystal Head, but they might head up to Iron Hope Post. So they, they've got a story and some motivations that could be explored if any questions get asked. We also have a bunch of merchants, and then of course it was the two guild members, Raymond, the High Alchemist, as well as Erdith Eliadin, the from the Gem Cutters Association. So there was plenty of people that they could interact with, but we didn't get it. But anyways, Jabba Welber, he heard this this noise, and while the party sat in the room, he went and started to investigate, but he wasn't very stealthy about it. Kind of made himself obvious because this is a small town, so everyone stayed. It was dinner time. Once the bell rang, they came to the tavern to eat for the night, and so there was no one on the road except for Jabal. So Wisp, who was already kind of suspicious because she did interact with him 3 times, maybe twice at that point. But she saw him go out into the woods and couldn't sit there and just let it happen. So she went out and went as a cat because she's a druid. So she changed her shape to go out as a cat to explore the sound coming from the woods. And they found what was some kind of glass dome, a structure that was mostly buried, and there was a well outside of it that it sounded like the noise was coming from the well. All right, so we'll go ahead and start setting up our sheet. I think this is this gonna be 16. So Mayoral Escort Part 3. But yeah, the first part of the mini series was mostly a downtime episode. It wasn't really until the last half hour or so that they actually got their assignment, just because it just took that long. So and then last episode was the actual first leg of the travel and finding that glass dome. So party wise, we've got Calgrim, Bells, and Wisp. Where we left off, Calgrim and Vels decided, what the hell, let's follow Wisp and Jabal into the woods. But they waited about 15 to 20 minutes before they left. I think where we left off was they were on their way. So let's just be safe. We'll say Vels and Calgrim are about 20 minutes behind Wisp and Jabal. And inside of the glass dome. So we'll go ahead and pull these notes up as well. And again, my notes are kind of all over the place and set up differently for each thing. Actually, let's pull up that scene. Okay, so where we left off, Wisp had finally changed back her shape. Once she just there was this glass dome. Some of the glass had broken, and they went in to explore. And you got some vibes that maybe he knew that it was Wisp, but at the end of the day, they're both friendly. They're both friendly with each other, and now we're trying to figure out what's going on. So we had this statue, which I think it was Elvish. Yeah, it was. The statue appears to be Elvish and it has a black sword. There was also this mosaic that was the centerpiece. This mosaic on the floor that written in Elvish, which only she could speak. Jabal does not speak Elvish, but it says, "The moon reveals autumn path. Use patience and let it shine." And with that detail, it wasn't really clear what to do here. But this glass dome had basically been grown over, and so Jabal suggested that she go up top to clear away some of the leaves, so that you know, if it's moonshine related, again, the moon reveals autumn path. If it's the light coming from the moon, it should have a clear path to get in here. Again, it's just throwing ideas at the wall, but they've got some time. It's about I'd say I think it was like 7 p.m. So we'll say again, to be safe, it's about 8 p.m. So again, Jabble, he had to clear away some of that brush because he thinks that the moonlight or having the moonlight shine through the glass might mean something. So the start, I'm gonna say we're gonna shoot for like 8:30, right? We're gonna shoot for 8:30 at night. Moon is at a place in the sky that the light is directed towards the mosaic. So it's 8 p.m. That means that Vels and Calgrim will get there in about 20 minutes. So hopefully they'll be able to get everyone together, and maybe having someone else in here, Vels or Calgrim, in here to kind of figure out what's going on. But at 8:30, the mosaic will begin to turn and rise. And so basically it's one of those things where if it doesn't seem like your party is getting it, or you know, it's like this was like a riddle puzzle thing, and it didn't seem like there was an understanding of that, because again, I probably was not clear on the expectation here. I just was throwing words out, and it probably wasn't the right words, but regardless, I had Jabble solve it, sort of. I had Jabble start the process. So by the time they get here, that is in fact what was needed. So it's going to cause this mosaic to rise, and underneath is a stairway down. Again, I want to be totally clear with this. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to word this, but because to me because I know what it is and what it's doing. The mosaic is being activated by the moonlight. At some point, the moonlight isn't going to be shining on it anymore. So there is a time frame that they're going to have to get out of here before they're trapped in here. And so we're gonna go normal dungeon turns, so 10 minutes per room at least, right? And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential, six potential rooms. That's a full hour. Plus, you know, add any more potential fights in there that might elongate it. So yeah, the gist is they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to get out of there. So there is a 1 hour in-game timer once the mosaic moves. If they go down and don't come back before the moon moves out of the way, they will be trapped. So again, I don't know if that's something I'm gonna have to say with Jabble, or at least suggest as a hypothesis. But once they get down to the next room, hopefully it'll clear that concept up, right? So once they get down to this room, it's just going to be filled with bones, just skeletons on top of skeletons. They were trapped here. They were trapped here because of the moonlight. Could have been associated with the destruction of everything. So let's go ahead and bring in locations and connections. We are in Golden Grove. And possible plot, destruction of the continent. So again, this is more of a sign that they've been here for a while. The overgrowth definitely trapped them there forever, kind of concept. But when did that growth happen? or were they just trapped here somehow and died here? Maybe they died because of the waves of energy, or again, we don't know what the destruction of the continent meant or means yet. But just throwing concepts out there and seeing what they attach themselves to. They're going to see a set of double doors they could walk through. On the other side, another set of double doors. So they've got a choice of going down the stairs or heading into this room. It's possible that they'll head into this room. So in this room, there's a 10-foot wide hole in the floor, as well in the ceiling. Examining it, they'll know the sound is coming down in the hole. But yeah, they'll be able to figure out that this is actually where the well is. But we've got 3 bells here, and the 3 bells need not to be touched. Okay? This is one of those things where put some bells in and see if they hit them. But if they do, so if any of the bells are wrong, we're going to roll a d6. So between 1 and 3, it's so loud and the pitch was just right that it will deafen the closest one for 10 minutes. So probably whoever rang the bell will be deafened. And again, a deafened creature can't hear, automatically fails any ability checks that require hearing. If it's 4 or 5, they are frightened of books, but that's not something that they'll figure out until later, until we get down to the next room. And if they roll 6, somehow magically, nothing will happen. But if the bells are rung, they're going to start immediately hearing chanting coming from the south. And because in the south, which is in our room number 4, we have a number of skeletons. Now, again, if they avoid the bell room or avoid hitting the bells, then the skeletons, once they go down, they're going to be totally docile. Because the skeletons are doing a job. Their job is documenting all births and deaths on the continent. That's it. Why? Who's having them do this? We'll get to that. But I think what would be interesting to do is we need to attach them to this in some capacity. So Mastema, who is the lead investigator in Hovestad that was taken over by one of the shifters, we're going to have her name written down, as well as all the other deaths that were related to the Heart of Crystal's session. As well, potentially as also a family member of Calgrim's, but I haven't pinpointed whether or not I want to do that. But they will find books maybe dedicated to Dragonborn. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much to really investigate here. They're just going to see skeletons writing in books. That's it. There's really not much here. And if they take any of the books, I don't see why there'd be any issue. But again, if they ring a bell, then that's going to cause these skeletons A, to chant, and B, to be aggressive when they enter in. There's also one more piece to the bell room. Right now I have it written down as the right bell, but I might change that up. I haven't determined. So right now, if they were to hit that particular bell, but they're going to hear the sound of like rocks falling, they're going to feel the ground shaking. Maybe the voice gets louder from the well. But once they get down here, they're gonna see that there's rocks in the hallway. So I've got just a wall set up here, and this is this token that I can just move out of the way if they don't do it. But that'll lead them if if that's clear and they just walk through, they'll find another room, or they'll probably maybe see light coming from the other side, or who knows how we'll describe that. But they'll be able to get into this next room if they clear the rocks out of the way. So it's just another small library. There's shelves. They don't go all the way to the ceiling, and a lot of the shelves are empty. Looks like there's a bunch of like empty journals, like empty books. So maybe skeletons are coming in here to get books and then bringing the books back to continue writing. There will be some books with titles that aren't death and birth related. So we might actually roll on a random table for that if we even get here and if it's asked. But the books are pretty much going to revolve around like mushrooms, plant life, deities. But I'll also have them investigate because that'll show drag marks in the room, which then will suggest to them that they can move one of these bookshelves and enter into this room. And this room, we've got a boss. We've basically got a heavier duty skeleton. The skeleton will just sit there. I might have him interact with them as far as like watching him. Maybe not respond, maybe not talk. But this dude will not talk. He seems to be higher up, but is like in a bit of a throne. And he's going to have a key on his lap. And if the key is taken, then that's when he is going to attack, as well as all of the other skeletons. So that could potentially be an awful fight because they are quite outnumbered. But these skeletons are pretty, one-shottable for sure. But yeah, there's going to be 2 chests in here. There's going to be a bunch of gems and jewels. So we've got, let's go ahead and copy paste this piece of it. So as far as treasure goes, we've got quite a bit, and we'll add that to our treasure list. So an elven statue. So no longer just dragonborns that get statues. Elves have statues here. There's going to be a gold bell. That's worth a lot. 15 gems, an ornate rug, a flute. The flute is magical, and I think I built it. All right, we're going to add this to the list. Let's see if there was anything else I wanted to do with it. So the magic item that I built, but it's a wooden flute. It seems to be elvish in make with floral patterns. Yeah, that's pretty nice too. So it's like a healing thing, it's a protection thing, and it's a plant growing thing. It's the flute of life. So the rest of this treasure, I'm thinking, probably not of interest or general value to them. That is something that they could sell. We do have an open-ended job posting related to selling artifacts that you find to the Guild of Records, and then they'll pay you. So potentially they're going to be walking out with a bunch of change if they sell it to the Records Guild, but we'll see. We got one more room, and that is the well. If they go down there, I've been really racking my brain on how I wanted to handle this because I loved having the voice. I've gone back and forth between about 5 different creatures that would be making that noise, and what I decided on was a banshee. Now, a banshee's only CR4, only got 58 hit points, so a party of level 4, so three level 4 should be okay with this. Against a single creature, the action economy suggests it would be them. Just looking at what's the deal with banshees. And so when night falls, travelers hear the faint cries of the forlorn dead. This woeful spirit is a banshee. And yeah, it fit perfectly. Banshee makes complete sense. And a banshee, basically they're sorrow bound. So they will sing a very sad song. They relive their deaths. They died in a really horrific way, and they just kind of haunt that place. But they relive it, over and over and over again. So again, I'm feeling really good about putting the banshee there. I think general lore wise, it makes sense. It's not bad. CR4. And it is dead, it's undead, which fits the vibe here. We've got the skeletons, we've got all the dead bones and stuff. But the banshee's got one thing that makes it like super OP, and that is its wail. So with the wail, the banshee just yells out. It only has one of them. Okay, so it's not like it can just do this over and over again. But if you fail, If you fail a DC 13 Constitution save, you drop to 0 hit points. Just done, right? Just done. I don't know, man. I guess it depends on how many are down there. If all of them are down there, I might alter it a bit. I might pull my punches there, right? Because that would suck to have all of them drop to 0 hit points at the same time in the same place with no escape. I guess the only alternative that I would have here, or the only other caveat, which was, you know, kind of why I wanted Jabble down there too, is because they could go down, die, right? They could die, and the Jabble can go down there and bring them back, you know, and then we'll call it a day. But we can end the session there, or yeah, whatever. So basically, the Banshees are going to be calling out. It wants to die, like kill me. It wants them to attack her, and so hopefully, I'm assuming only one person is going to go down there and receive the whale. But if all of them go down there, that's a bad day. But before the whale, she will yell out, requesting that they kill her. Whoever's down there, just kill her. Just kill her. If they don't want to, that's when the whale's going to happen, and that's when we'll start. That's when we'll start the fight. I mean, the rest of the fight should be generally okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This is gonna be the hard fight, and we'll see what happens. Now, time is of the essence. I don't want to have them end a session in the middle of something like we did here. That's like totally anti the rules that I'm trying to play by. So I'm just gonna say, I think I'm gonna shoot for 75 minutes on the Glass Dome exploration. This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one to try to match. But my hope is that we can wrap up the Glass Dome within about an hour and a half. Yeah, let's go to 90. So 60 to 90 minutes. The next scene, we're gonna ship out to Hillview Stop. So yeah, I think just the resolution there is what, say, like, wrap up. They'll head back to town. They'll stay the night. Meet up with the mayor in the morning. The rest of the caravan are there, and they head off. Probably won't make too much of a big deal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I really want them to interact in some way, or at least observe. Like Val's in the last session, when they were driving the caravan, asking everyone what they wanted to do during that first leg of the drive. It was, I want to passively observe. I want to passively observe the rest of the caravan. And there's really not much you can do. I mean, you're walking, you've got your caravan that you're watching over. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you're not, and you're staying there next to the wagon, so it's difficult to really see what everyone else is doing, right? Unless you are active with that. That was my mentality before. I've got a lot of people that they can interact with. So hopefully, it's possible that they might interact them the next morning on the way to the overnight rest at Hillview Stop. Maybe they'll interact there, but I at least want to dedicate at least 15 minutes to this leg. And there's really not that much. It's just an opportunity to observe and interact with the other travelers. All right, the next leg is Pumpkintown. I think Pumpkintown, again, if observations of the party or of the rest of the caravan are made, there's gonna be some people that are gonna be suspicious. Okay, I'm thinking Merchants Guild. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But I would say that Pumpkintown, it's it's only a half day, so another half day of downtime before they head out. Another opportunity to observe and interact with the other travelers. Here's the gist. If the party doesn't actively observe anything, like I feel like it would be a bit of a letdown. And I'm saying like actively attempt to look. If the party doesn't actively attempt to observe the caravan, I think it would be a bit of a letdown for the story that nothing happens. And we just end the session with them arriving to Whitmore and handing off the mayor and going about their day. Just ending the session there. I think we need to have something happen in Pumpkintown. So Pumpkintown needs to be a bit of our climax, but I feel like we need to have something to lead to that, right? I have nothing to write down because I don't know how I want to handle it. And that's kind of the case with a lot of stuff like this. It's just going to be improv. I've got some thoughts on what we could do, but hopefully they suspect someone, and then I can just target that person and say that person, yeah, is a bad guy of some sort. Like just we'll do something. We'll do something. But I really don't know. I really don't know at this point. But I'm thinking Pumpkintown needs to be the climax. We need to end the session in Pumpkintown if we get to this point. So I'm going to write down 60 minutes in Pumpkintown. So again, we play for about 3 hours. So theoretically, that would be near the tail end of that 3 hours. So yeah, we'll say we'll probably end the session in Pumpkintown. And again, it is unlikely we will get here, but we'll go ahead and say we'll just put it here because we're going to have to do this anyways the following session potentially. But yeah, arrival in Whitmore. They drop off mayor and go to sleeps. I mean, I don't know what else they would do there if we ended the session there. But hopefully we can have the opportunity to think more through that. If a climax is had, if they've got a suspect, if they know what's going on, like who they're observing, what's happening. All right, secrets and clues. Someone in the caravan will be a shifter. One heavy for the Merchants Guild will be a Red Knives member. 2 merchants. Now let's say, let's pull up our merchants list. We've got a general goods person heading to Crystal Head. Raj, a miner, hopes to get involved in the mining outposts that are going to be set up in Crystal. In Crystal Head, we've got Mohana. She's a Cooper, a wheelwright. I think we should show Deepak and Mohana commingling, having some conversations because they're negotiating. So I think Deepak and Mohana will most likely work together. Have one shop that handles both of what they do. So a general goods store and a wagon repair shop. Oh, you know what? I already wrote these down. So Veloptimba, who is a baker. She's going to be a member of the Red Knives. And then Zook, who is another gnome, is a tinkerer. So yeah, they are Red Knives. So 2 merchants are Red Knives. I think that's good. All right. So just moving some notes together. So so someone in the caravan will be a shapeshifter, and then 2 merchants and 1 heavy will be members of Red Knives. Another secret, Jabal is a member of the Emerald Enclave. And the Emerald Enclave, I don't have any notes for. Oh, I do. Okay. Their goal, forgot. Their goal is to protect the wilderness at all costs. They hold the settlers in check as they continue to expand. Their goal is to find out what caused the Feywild rifts to close, and they're also interested in what's causing the undead curse. Jabal is a member. I don't know what level yet, but he is a member, and I'm thinking he is going to jump off at. I think he's going to jump off at Pumpkintown. As far as monsters go, again, we've got numerous undead skeletons. Just because I have quite a few that I kind of scattered in there. We've got a veteran swordbreaker skeleton, which is protecting the treasure room. We've got some thugs. I'm also adding a journeyman mage, so someone just a little higher up in case they get attacked. But someone of the merchants is going to be that. Just haven't decided who. And then we also have the banshee. I think the only other thing that I want to have here, and again, this is spoilers. You watch this, keep this in your pocket, your breast pocket, right? We've got a faction that was alluded to 2 sessions ago with this party. But there's undercover agents. That is the direction we're going to go with the agents of B.E.A.R.D. I don't have anything. I don't have known members. I'm thinking of making the mayor, the stand-in mayor, a member, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm just throwing it there just so I can jot some notes down as I think about them. But okay, I don't think there's anything else left to prep. I think we got I think we got everything, and we're running out of time. So let's go. Let's go to stream. But yeah, if you're watching this prior to watching the stream, link in the description of how you can partake in that. Yeah, mightybeard.com. There'll be a write-up of the session recap once it's done, as well as a link there to get to the video. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of unknowns with this session, but I think I got the important bits done. I think I'm ready to go. And I got to do better. I got to do better at communicating with this party. Make sure that they're fully understanding what it is I'm putting down. I need to make what it is I'm putting down accessible enough for them to pick it up. But we'll see. Hopefully I can do a better job this time. But that's it. My name's Mighty Beard. It's been a pleasure, and we will play D&D together again very soon. Later.